again, folks? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. We are live from Jerry World, AT&T Stadium for Big 12 Media Days, where we are going to see the finest assortment of coach speak ever assembled. I'm sure of it. We're also going to air the comments of one Les Miles live on the show. Stick around for that in the second hour. Man, this is so exciting. This is awesome. I'm here with Patrick Masick. We are presented by Premier Consulting Partners and sponsored by Grave Satellite. Thank you to them for helping us get started and get it going here. But first, I want to talk about Matt Campbell. And you'll see where I'm going with this. In July 1999, Matt Campbell decided he'd had enough of Pitt as an undergrad. So before the transfer portal was the transfer portal, he decided to transfer. And he was driving home when he saw a group of 60 crossing a 4-lane highway to head to work out at Mount Union's football stadium. And these are his words. That decision to join that group of guys that was crossing that 4-lane highway saved his life. That's how passionate he is and was about his Mount Union experience, where he became an All-American. And not just an All-American, but an outstanding football coach. He will speak today as the head coach of Iowa State. And he is one of many outstanding assistants and head coaches to come out of Mount Union. I mean, the list is staggering. Spits out coaches. Minnesota defensive back Jay Sauvel. Toledo head coach Jason Campbell. Michigan offensive line coach Ed Warner, who, by the way, has miraculously straight teeth. Indianapolis Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni. And famously, Don Capers and Ron Lynn all came out of a private liberal arts college with an enrollment just north of 2,000. How did that place put out a coaching tree that is the best this side of Hayden Fry? Well, simply put, there's a sign that hangs in the locker room at Mount Union. And it's got 3 words in order of importance: God, family, football. Below that are 4 core principles for the program: work, commitment, loyalty, and hope. Now, is it little wonder that Matt Campbell has layered that philosophy over Iowa State and they are a sexy pick to win the Big 12 championship this year? It's also little wonder that Lincoln Riley decided to recruit one of the guys to come out of that program that is absolutely the next dude that everybody expects to have a head coaching job in the very near future. But we say the very near future, and that's all dependent on what happens here today and going forward with the OU football defense. This dude has to take on an absolute job. He has to turn one of the worst Power 5 defenses in the country into one of the better Power 5 defenses in the country. And we have spoken at length about the tactics that he's used to recruit, the tactics that he's using to develop the defense. That effort is at the top of his agenda, like Deadpool. We're also very, very interested in his recruiting philosophy and how that's working out. But nobody's going to care if Alex Grinch turns this defense into the kind that can help Oklahoma win a championship. And that's what it's all about, because we're going to get into this later in the show. But everybody expects that guy to do what he needs to do at Oklahoma and then take a head coaching job. But whether or not that comes into fruition sooner rather than later, we're going to see. And that's one of the things I'm interested to ask folks like Neville Gallimore and Kenneth Murray, who will be here later during breakout sessions, to answer questions about the defense, about how poorly it was last year, how it's going to get better this year. Kenneth Murray Jr. was the preseason Defensive Player of the Year. Neville Gallimore, as we'll get into in the next segment, is an absolute freak. But that's what this day is so great for. I mean, if we can get past the coach speak, if we can get past we're trying to get better every day, we're trying to be more multiple in everything we're doing, if we can get past all of that into some absolute answers and some notions and some ideals about what is in store, not just for Oklahoma, but for Kansas State, for Kansas, for Iowa State, Baylor, then we get to really do what we're doing now, which is the first day of football season. We get to talk about it in a very real way. And I'm very excited about all of that.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just
ball, RJ.